President Donald Trump returned to Iowa yesterday, using the stage to highlight what he called economic gains, border security, and foreign policy victories during his first year back in office. Throughout the speech, Trump repeatedly contrasted his agenda with Democrats while turning his focus toward the upcoming midterm elections. Trump urged voters to stay engaged, framing the midterms as critical to protecting tax cuts, immigration enforcement, and what he described as the country's economic recovery.
I mean, I'm here because I love Iowa, but I'm here because we're starting the campaign to win the midterms. We got to win the midterms.
Trump described the midterms as a turning point for his agenda, arguing the outcome could determine whether his priorities move forward.
If we lose the midterms, you'll lose so many of the things that we're talking about, so many of the assets that we're talking about, so many of the tax cuts that we're talking about, and it would lead to very bad things. We got to win the midterms.
He also pointed to the historical challenges facing presidents during midterm elections, cautioning supporters not to take control of Congress for granted.
So even if it's a Democrat or Republican, whoever wins the presidency has a hard time with the midterm.
The president made it clear the visit is the start of a broader push ahead of November. Trump repeatedly emphasized the importance of winning both the House and Senate in the midterm elections, telling supporters that losing control of Congress could roll back many of the changes he outlined in his speech. Reactions from Democrats and Republicans are already coming in as both parties begin ramping up efforts for what's expected to be a closely watched midterm cycle.
And President Trump's visit here to Iowa is certainly drawing attention this morning as the midterm elections approach. Analysts saying that his rallies aim to energize supporters and focus attention on those competitive congressional races, and stopping here in Iowa is critical for Republicans in 2026.
At least three out of the 4 seats are highly competitive and could easily flip to Democratic control after this midterm election, just as several of them did in 2018 during his first term. Iowa is also important, with Iowa's, position as first in the nation, especially we know that that's contested on the Republican side, is that means that Iowa has extraordinary importance on the national stage.
And President Trump's visit drew responses from both sides of the aisle, with lawmakers weighing in on the policy priorities and, of course, the upcoming midterms. Senator Joni Ernst said, quote, "President Trump is kicking off his series of nationwide events in Iowa because he puts Iowans first. Under his leadership, our state's gas prices have already been cut in half. Hardworking families will receive the largest tax cut in American history, and the U.S. trade deficit has fallen to its lowest level since 2009, end quote. Meanwhile, Representative Randy Feenstra also weighing in, saying, quote, "I'm proud of our strong track record working together to pass the largest tax cuts for working families in U.S. history, keep deadly drugs out of Iowa, and lower gas prices to their lowest levels in years," end quote.
Now, on the other side, Democrats criticize the president's record on everyday issues for Iowa families, with State Senator Renee Hardman saying, quote, "Grocery prices are still high, health care is unaffordable and inaccessible for many. Stagnant wages aren't stretching far enough. Our working families are feeling the squeeze every day, and it only continues to get worse under President Trump," end quote. And another Democrat made a statement painting a picture of the struggles facing rural Iowans, with 4-time Paralympian and state representative Josh Turek saying, quote, "It's the rural communities that are hurting the most. Our farmers are losing their family farms. Grocery stores, pharmacies, and schools continue to close, and rural Iowans have little to no access to health care."